Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're stepping right into the high-stakes world of corporate communication. Picture this. You're sitting in a general shareholders meeting. Tensions are flaring, sudden outbursts are happening left and right, and delicate negotiations are literally hanging by a thread. The pressure is immense, and when the dust finally settles, someone, and it might just be you, has to write up the official executive summary or the meeting minutes. So, how do you capture the sheer intensity of a boardroom battle without making it read like some trashy reality TV script? Well, that is exactly the diplomatic superpower we're going to master today. Okay, let's dive right into this. Imagine you're in that crucial strategy meeting, and an angry board member slams their hand on the table and actually shouts, "I absolutely will not fund this disaster." Now, you're the one on the hook for the official record. How do you formally report such a confrontational, emotionally charged statement without making the official minutes look like a dramatic movie script? I mean, sure, you could take the easy way out and just write, "He said he wouldn't fund it." It's grammatically fine, I guess, but it's incredibly weak. It completely misses the explosive intent of the speaker. Instead, let's upgrade it. Look at this. He refused to fund the project. Bam! Just one single word, refused, captures the anger, the finality, and the action, all while maintaining absolute professional neutrality. And that right there brilliantly illustrates the diplomatic power of advanced vocabulary. So what exactly is this tool we're using? Advanced reporting verbs. They're essentially verbs that summarize the intent, the tone, and the action of a statement without quoting it word for word. Think of these verbs as your professional linguistic filter. They take raw, unfiltered, sometimes really messy human emotion, and they totally sanitize and formalize it for the corporate record. You aren't just reporting the words, you're decoding the actual action behind those words. Now, here's the real secret to actually mastering this. The English language has dozens of these reporting verbs, and trying to memorize a massive list just by meaning alone, yeah, that's a recipe for a headache. Instead, we're going to group them by their grammar, specifically 3 distinct syntactic patterns. Once you understand the mathematical formula behind the sentence, you can plug in any verb you want with total confidence. It's like a cheat code. Let's start with pattern number 1. The formula here is super simple. It's the reporting verb followed immediately by to, and then the infinitive form of your action verb. Verbs like refuse, agree, and threaten live right here in this category. This structure is absolutely perfect for capturing executive decisions, firm promises, or those hard lines drawn in the sand. It's direct and it leaves absolutely zero room for ambiguity. Let's look at a concrete boardroom example to see how this works. Imagine the CEO yells, "We will sue the competition." You definitely do not want to put that emotional outburst in the annual report. HR would have an absolute heart attack. Instead, we just apply our formula. Threatened plus to plus the infinitive sue. It transforms seamlessly into they threatened to sue the competition. See? You've preserved the aggressive strategic intent, but you've recorded it as a totally neutral objective fact. Right, let's level up to our second syntactic pattern. Notice the crucial new ingredient right in the middle of our formula. It's the reporting verb, plus an object, plus to, plus the infinitive. We use this for verbs like remind, convince, or warn. The key difference here is that the action is directed at someone specific, and the grammar actually demands that we identify exactly who that target is. So the crucial takeaway is that verbs like remind or warn need to target exactly who is on the receiving end. Listen to this quote. "Don't forget to sign the contract." Well, who is being spoken to? Let's say it's the CEO. Our formula dictates we need that object. So she reminded who? The CEO. To do what? To sign the contract. If you just leave out the CEO, the whole grammar structure collapses. The object is totally non-negotiable here. And now for our third and, honestly, often the trickiest pattern. Here we have the reporting verb followed immediately by a gerund, that ing verb. Verbs like suggest, deny, and admit live in this neighborhood. This pattern is essential when you're capturing critical suggestions for strategy, or when executives are either acknowledging or maybe deflecting really serious issues. I mean, he denied hiding the funds is a massive upgrade from he said he didn't hide the funds, right? Before we go any further, I want to give you a quick pro tip on a fundamental rule that definitely doesn't disappear just because our vocabulary is getting a bit fancier. I'm talking about tense backshifting. When we move from a direct, real-time quote into reported speech, the clock basically takes backward. Present becomes past. Past simple jumps all the way back to past perfect. Will softens to would. Always keep this chronological shift going in the back of your mind as you build these sentences out. Okay, moving into the error clinic to avoid some of those classic translation traps. Let's take a look. You know, when learning advanced English for the workplace, there are a few traps that catch even the absolute smartest professionals out there. Take the classic suggested me trap. He suggested me to change the plan. I get it. It sounds perfectly logical if you're translating directly from another language, but it's a massive red flag in English. Suggest just does not take an object pronoun like me, followed by an infinitive. Remember our third pattern we just talked about? We must use the gerund. The polished, correct version is simply, he suggested changing the plan. Now, what if you're in a situation where you really need to specify exactly who needs to change the plan? Don't worry, you have a perfectly correct alternative structure, which is totally standard in corporate English. You just use a that clause. He suggested that I change the plan. This gives you incredible flexibility as a professional communicator. You can use the gerund to keep it general or swap to the that clause to assign really specific responsibility. Oh, and here's another incredibly common error we see practically all the time, mixing up say and tell. If you write, she said me the numbers were wrong, you've broken a major core rule. Say never ever takes a direct personal object like me without the word to attached. You've got two professional choices here. You can use tell, which absolutely requires an object, she told me, or you just use say without the object, she said the numbers were wrong. Keep those straight and you're golden. All right, let's step into some diplomatic transformations and see this corporate decoder in action. It's time to put absolutely everything we've learned into immediate practice. We're going to do a live diplomatic transformation right now. Here's the scenario. We've got a highly chaotic, conflict-heavy quote from a major investor who just stood up and shouted, "We must change the plan right now, or I'm leaving." Take a second. Look at all that raw emotion. Now I challenge you. How would you decode this dramatic moment into a really clean professional bullet point for your executive summary? Well, we don't just guess. We follow the process. Step 1, identify the core intent. Is it just a friendly suggestion? Definitely not. It's an ultimatum. It's a demand, or actually, more accurately, a threat. Step 2, choose the correct advanced reporting verb based on that specific intent. And step 3, reach right into our grammar toolkit and apply the exact syntactic pattern that belongs to our chosen verb. Let's execute this. So, for step 1 and 2, we've determined the intent is completely hostile, so our chosen verb is threaten. Awesome. Now, for step 3, think back to our very first syntactic pattern. What's the formula for threaten? It's the verb plus to plus the infinitive. Threaten to do something. We have our verb, and we have our mathematical grammar formula ready to go. Let's see the final result. And there it is. Boom. The big reveal. The shareholder threatened to leave if the plan wasn't changed immediately. Just look at how that advanced reporting verb completely sanitizes the raw statement. We removed the exclamation point, we shifted the tense appropriately backward, and we perfectly captured the gravity of the whole situation without sacrificing a single ounce of corporate professionalism. Guys, this is exactly how you master the minutes. And that brings us to the end of our decoding session today. By moving way beyond a simple he said or she told me, and by mastering these 3 specific grammatical patterns, you totally elevate your entire professional presence. So I'll leave you with this final thought. The next time boardroom tensions rise, people are shouting, and the arguments start flying, which advanced reporting verb will you pull from your brand new arsenal to master the minute? Keep practicing those patterns, and we'll see you in the next explainer.